Hello, welcome to Footy Corner TV. This is the reinvigorated We're the North Bank show. Those who have been around long enough will know that the channel was called We're the North Bank, and I took it out for ease, really, because I was explaining how to spell were. So yeah, we just made it a show now. So yeah, hopefully it'll take off, and yeah, I've just been wanting to do for a little while. The intro will get changed as well. So yeah, but there we go. Mark, welcome in, sir. How are we?
Very good, Sparks. Great to be on again. Thanks for having me.
No, welcome anytime, sir. Anytime at all. You didn't make it to the game yesterday.
No, I watched it from the comfort of my home. So yeah, comfortable 2-0 win.
Yeah,
sure we'll get to it in more detail, but job done, and we move on.
yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you that the trains were a wreck. You know,
Lovely.
yeah, people were delayed all over the place, and then the weather going to the stadium was atrocious. So it's fortunately it didn't stick around for too long, but yeah, my seat is row 13, and it's always on the borderline of
Okay.
it's dry or wet. So quite happy that it didn't keep raining. Said if the wind changes direction and it starts heading your way, there's nowhere to go.
Yes. Yeah. Gotcha.
You sit up a tier, don't you? When you
I do. Yeah, I'm upper tier.
yeah.
Block
So
number 2 there,
obviously you
so.
don't have any problems with the wet, but
No,
yeah, I've often thought that I want to sit
unless
row
the
one.
roof starts leaking, but so far that
Yeah,
hasn't happened.
normally it just leaks at the end, though, doesn't it? It kind of just
Yeah.
gulfs off the end, so it doesn't. It's not too bad, but yeah, I've seen that on a few occasions, especially I think I was in row 5 once, and yeah, that was particularly wet.
Knew all about it.
Yeah, I'm not a celebrity. Get me out of here. Yeah, not fun at all. Yeah, when we got the lineup yesterday, is there any takes you thought weren't great
So
with
I was
it, or
glad to see Odegaard come back in. He needs minutes. And again, to get a rest into Saka, I think is important. Obviously, as we know, the last few years, we've been every second conversation about him has been, why do we flog him? Why does he play 90 minutes every week? Not only for us, then he goes away with England and plays 90 minutes. So to get a rest into him was positive. Good to see Ben White back in the team as well. Timber has been exceptional.
well, didn't he?
So that's why he hasn't been getting minutes, and he showed yesterday it's nothing to do with his form as to why he's not getting minutes, more just the fact that Timber's been so impressive since the start of the season. So yeah, and the two new centre backs obviously had to play again with the two lads out injured still. So that kind of, there's no options there really at the moment. But yeah, no real surprises. He rested a couple of players, and that's all he could do. I would imagine if the second goal had come a bit earlier, we might have seen that Gyökeres for Rice substitution a lot earlier and Marino dropping into midfield, but it didn't come, and he couldn't take a risk then because Brentford obviously had decided to leave a lot of their heavy hitters on the bench, and Andrew started bringing them on, so we couldn't risk it obviously with a 1-0 lead. So that's just the way it played out. We had a couple of chances probably that we should have taken to kill the game off a bit earlier than we actually did, but so be it. In the end, we were never really in trouble, never really in any danger of dropping points. Ray made one fantastic save, all right, but other than that, there wasn't a whole pile to threaten us, thankfully.
Did he actually make another save? I don't even know if he made another save.
I don't remember one other than the one he touched onto the crossbar. Now, I could be wrong. Someone in the comments will, I'm sure, correct us if we are wrong, but I don't remember another one.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm just pull the stats up, actually.
Yeah,
but I don't remember another one on target at all.
Yeah.
I know obviously Raya did the standard of coming to take things, but I don't think he necessarily He wasn't. What we got here? Shots on target 1, shots off target 2, block shots 3. That interception by Ben White, by the way, where he slid in and basically
Yeah,
blocked the shot there. That it was brilliant. So he basically assisted the first goal, and he blocked a decent shot
that
from.
would have been a chance. If he doesn't get there, that's a chance.
Yeah,
Whether they would
absolutely.
have scored, it's a long way out still, but
Yeah,
it
I
is a
mean,
chance.
obviously, we don't know, but I mean, he put himself on the line basically to block the shot. It was outstanding from him, to be honest.
Yeah.
And quite rightfully, I think it was Sky that gave him the man of the match.
Sky did, yeah. My man of the match personally was Marino, but as you said,
Yeah,
Ben
and a lot
White
of
was
people have said
excellent.
that, and I get that, but I still think if you take into account how long he's been out, and
True.
I think he started one game. Did he start
Yeah.
the Brighton game?
Brighton Carabao Cup, maybe.
Yeah, I think he started that game. And did he do Port Vale as well?
I think he's done the 2 Carabao Cup games.
Yeah, I think he has. I think you're right. But yeah, it's to say he's only just started those 2 games. I thought it was really impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was an excellent performance by him.
Yeah,
it
just
gives
nothing
us
away
more
from
options going forward, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to see as well. I actually think Erdegaard's taken on a little bit of a different role.
Played a lot deeper yesterday, I felt.
Yeah, I mean, he still pressed from the front. But... Say again.
I don't know if that's by design or just the way the game's panning out, but yeah, he seemed to play a lot deeper yesterday than what we would have seen, say, last season or before he got injured. So.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be the same little triangles, going from that kind of right side. So it was, it's almost like that's a little bit of a change in play. So I guess we'll see how that pans out if he actually, gets any more games.
Yeah,
but yeah, he had an outstanding game. But as you say, as did Marino, I thought. I mean, you're kind of running out of things to say about him. To be fair, he's playing out of position, and in fairness, he's doing better out of position than he is in his position now.
Yeah, I think that's very, very fair to say. As a striker, makeshift or otherwise, he's been really, really good for us. Going back to last season when he was very much thrown in at the deep end, when every other single striker at the club got injured. And he was basically told, yeah, you're playing up front now. He's been outstanding. He never complains about it either. He just gets on with his job and does it very, very effectively for us. Yeah, and he's come up with a lot of important goals recently. So, yeah, as you said, I think we're running out of things to say about how praiseworthy he's been as a player for us. And also, as you say, he offers a great versatility. If and when all the players do come back to full fitness, he can slot in as a midfielder as well. So just a fantastic type of squad player to have around that can cover 2 positions and do it at a very, very high level.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been brought in as a substitute player for Rice as well, wouldn't he?
Absolutely.
So he's obviously done into a certain level that now it's difficult to leave him off the sheet, isn't it?
Absolutely. The way he's playing, it's very, very hard to leave him off the sheet. The only way he could is maybe you need to get minutes or he's getting near the red zone, as they call it, and you want to give him a spell out of the team to recuperate. But on form, it would be very, very hard to leave him out. In my opinion, his performances of late have been very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also to the benefit of bringing Gyökeres back.
Yeah,
because obviously he doesn't need to be rushed in, and if he was 100%. Kind of atrocious, then he'd just have to start, wouldn't he? But but the fact that he's actually doing a job kind of makes it less urgent, if you like. That is taken out of the fray. So it was a bit of a shame because he did kind of a miss a sitter, falling over his own feet a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bit frustrating, but yeah, you can't really knock him for what he has done.
No.
he's got plenty of stats more than a lot of other strikers in the league,
Yeah.
which is not even a striker. So it's a bit mad, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As I said, the benefit of it, the secondary benefit, I suppose, is that we're not forced into rushing Gyökeres back and then him breaking down again. So that's another huge benefit that his performances are going to give us in the long run, I believe.
Yeah, talking of breaking down, I saw Saliba basically on the bench and coming off the bench when, obviously not coming off the bench to play, coming off the bench to speak to the set piece coach.
Yeah.
When Mosquera went down. So I just wonder if he's fit, if he was fit to play and they just didn't risk him.
I would imagine so. I would imagine that's what would provoke that sort of reaction, kind of.
That's all I can think.
I could have played and you've got another player injured now when you could have left him out and picked me.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a chance. Yeah, but there's always a chance that he could get injured again.
Of course. So, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a nonsense kind of thing, but I can't think of any other reason why we'd react like that. I don't know if you've seen the actual footage.
I saw the very end of it, if you like. But yeah, a reaction like that doesn't make sense unless, as you said, it's because I was fully fit, you didn't pick me, and now he's got injured. Why didn't you pick me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
but then he was talking to the set beats coach. I was just like,
yeah, I don't know what he was going to do.
Yeah, he's not going to do anything, is he? I mean,
no.
Obviously he's probably that. I mean, maybe they're all seen on the same level that they all pick the team, but I can't think that that's the case.
I wouldn't have thought so. No, I would say very much Arteta's the boss.
Yeah, it's just maybe he's the go-to for complaints. Maybe he's the complaints commissioner.
He's the HR department.
Yeah, maybe that's it. It's just like when he gets through that, it's just like, yeah, let's go for him. We're not going to get shouted at if we go to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
maybe that's the whole deal.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a pretty decent performance, though, wasn't it? We weren't really in trouble as such.
No.
They didn't really offer anything apart from a couple of counters, but I think we kind of quelled them really well.
Yeah.
As I say, White did really well. I thought Mosquera did really well up to that point.
Yeah.
And it's quite weird as well because Nketiah went down with something else, didn't he? It was down quite a while.
Yeah.
And it's like, right, okay. And then Mosquera's got to go off, and you're like, what's going on here?
When did that happen?
Yeah, it's just a bit odd.
But I thought Timber did well, actually. I know he plays centre back for the Dutch all the time, so he's used to it. But I did think when he came on, he didn't miss a beat. That obviously just another thing that going forward, if we do have to play him centre half for whatever reason, we've no need to panic. He's well able to do it and well able to do it to a really high level.
I reckon we should just get his twin brother as well, just so that we can.
Why not?
I've
already done it with those two Ecuadorian twins this week. So.
I mean, do it as underhand so that so that you can just flip them around and nobody will notice the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Play the same number and everything.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Have you seen the thing the two twins from Ecuador?
Yeah, I know nothing about either of them, but
I don't. But I've watched it.
They seem to be highly touted in South America. So,
yeah, I mean, obviously that's the game plan of Chelsea, isn't it, at the moment? But apparently we've stolen their method. Signing youth players,
buying young players.
I'm not sure about that one.
Why didn't anyone think of this before?
No, why didn't anybody think about this before? Did anybody meet Mr. Wenger? He kind of did it a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously they didn't buy Ecuadorians, but hey, we have an Ecuadorian in our midst as well, so that's not a first either. So it was a bit bizarre. thing I saw on Twitter when that was going on. I was like, it was like they're stealing our market now. You know, pretty sure that market's for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a
Yeah,
closed shop.
no, absolutely not. And the new scout from Napoli has apparently started as well. I saw that today.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he's already in. So that's something that's obviously Berta's implementing as
Yeah.
well from a scouting network. So it looks like we're changing pretty much everything across the board, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Particularly, well, in terms of the recruitment side of things, definitely something has definitely changed. We're not slow. If we want a target, we go and get it. Get him. Sorry. Um, we're not dillying and dallying as much anymore. So hopefully, it's a sign of things to come. Um, so, and I think there's an Irish guy who we signed as well recently. He's 15, 16 year old, played for Ireland in the under 17 World Cup, who's highly
Yeah,
thought of this side of the water as well. So I think it is something particularly
yeah.
at youth level we've decided to really go after. Um, that we're not going to be left in the dust by the Chelseas or Cities in terms of bringing in 16, 17 year olds. If there is a player that we like, will definitely be at the head of the queue to get him. If you sign somewhere else, fair enough, but we're not going to be sitting on our hands. We're going to actively try and attract those young players. So that's obviously very, very positive um, going
There
forward.
also seems to be a lot of talk as well that we're not going to do the multi-club model
Yeah.
to the actual point where it actually feels like we are going to go down that route. You know, it sounds like when you
Protest
get
too much.
like, so many kind of voices going on, and it's like, are they actually exploring an option to buy another club? Because it seems to be kind of spoken about a lot that we're not going to do it.
Yeah. The other side, that it's a great way to protect a young player's value. If he's not going to make it through at Arsenal, you give him a 5, 6 year contract. 2 of those years could be spent on loan in Syria, Spain, France, wherever. Then when you go to flip him for a transfer fee, you've still are going to get a large value, because you're not going to be able to maintain that value if he's playing the Premier League B under 23s or whatever it's called, or or just sitting on our bench. So that's another reason, I suppose. Like, you look at the fees Chelsea get for some of their youth team players, and you're, how the hell, this guy's never played before? What's going on? But whatever reason, they're able to flip them for profit. And obviously, as we know, for PSR, that's hugely important to be able to turn your good young talent either into first team regulars or into major bucks. So yeah, I think it's probably something that we should look at. But as you said, the noise that's coming out of the club seems to be it's not something we're considering. So, but as you said, it could be one of those where you protest too much. That you're
It does feel like that. It just seems to be like every week there's something coming out saying that we're not going to do it, and it's just like, well, why does it keep coming out then? It just doesn't really make sense to me.
yeah
Yeah,
yeah
you would normally you'd hear it once, go, oh well, yeah, we're not interested in doing that, and then it'd go away.
yeah agreed.
But
We'll
there
see.
we
We'll
go.
see what happens. But I'm sure someone like Barta, he thinks that's a strategy worth looking at, he will pursue it. So, and then it's just up to the Cronkies to sign off on it. Then,
Yeah, I mean they're not exactly broke, are they? I mean it's
not
you know,
exactly.
yeah,
No.
if they think they can make money out of something else, then surely they'd consider that as well. But
Yeah,
yeah, um, it's obviously we're not in the know on that, but it just seems a little bit odd.
yeah.
That that was the case. But yeah, have you seen Keith Andrews' interview actually?
No, I haven't. I try to avoid listening to him, to be honest. But
Oh, do you not like him?
he was a shocking pundit for years when we had him on television over here. So I try to avoid him. First, he is doing a good job at Brentford, which I am shocked at, because I thought they'd be relegation candidates this
Yeah,
year,
me
to
too.
be brutally honest. But whatever they're doing, particularly at home, is working. So no, I haven't seen his comments. I heard he was quite complimentary towards his own team, which is fair enough. They stuck in the game for
He
a
was
long time.
complimentary to both teams. Actually, he was
Okay.
he was perfectly fine. He was just like, well, yeah, we maybe should have engineered more, if you like. I'm paraphrasing, I guess, because I can't remember his exact quote, but yeah, he was basically saying that they both did well. The energy was good, the pressing was good, but he kind of thinks that they could have created more going forwards, which I think we're pretty much of that same opinion as well. Because
isn't it weird? I was watching the game last night. The ball came back, and Ben White put it out for a throw. And now you think that's fair enough. What went through my head is, why didn't you put it out for her?
Right, it was kind of one of those, isn't it? Actually, because yeah. Though I did have a conversation with a guy that I speak to him quite a lot because he's got a season ticket near me, and I said, why don't we move the advertising boards? Right, just taking a mick, obviously we don't do that anyway. And he said, would that detriment us as well? And I was like, well, yeah, it would if we'd scored any goals from throw-ins. Surely you know that already.
It's not something I don't know where this myth has come that Arsenal are some really good team at long throw-ins. We haven't scored a goal from a long throw all season.
I think it's Carragher from an overlap that basically was going, because he started talking about set pieces, and then he's basically done the PGMOL thing where he's gone, oh, I wasn't talking about that bit, I was talking about this bit. And when that's proven to be not the case, I'm not talking about that bit, I'm talking about this bit. And so his last phrase
eventually we'll get to where I was talking.
Here's the actual meaning what I was saying. It's still crap, but yeah, I thought it was quite odd for Sunderland to move their advertising boards forwards and essentially detriment themselves, because they'd scored 2 goals from throw-ins. And we scored 0.
As I say, I think it's a myth. It's not coming from Arsenal either, but there is a myth out there that we're some experts at long throws. We're actually not. We're quite poor at them, relative to other teams. Corners, yes, but long throws, no, not particularly good.
I mean, I will say this: Madueke's corners, he took 2 or 3 last night, and they were atrocious, to be fair. To the point he started taking them short anyway. So, forget that.
Exactly.
I think Saka did one, and was it Saka did it? No, Ødegaard, wasn't it? I think Ødegaard took the first one, and then it went to Madueke, and I was like, right, okay, yeah, fair, but
not good.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have preferred Rice to be taking him over that side as well, to be honest with you.
Give him what Madueke put in. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So please just take that side as well.
But that's unless if Saka's playing, he can. But if Saka's out of the team, then just take them from every side, because what Madueke put in wasn't good.
No, they weren't very progressive at all. But didn't be the first man once, I don't think.
No.
But but I don't think they lost it.
They were like daisy cutters, like barely got off the ground.
Although, in fairness, Rice did a couple of those, didn't he? Where it was where it literally ran straight across the turf, and it's like, right, okay, that's new. We haven't seen that before.
Yeah, but I think he did it intentionally. I think.
He actually tried to do it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was trying to loft it up, but it didn't really work. But we give him a bit of reprieve because he's just back from injury anyway. So
in open play, he did quite well in the first.
Yeah, I think so. He definitely worked well with White anyway, didn't he?
definitely. Like he was involved in the first goal. Could have had a goal himself before that. Forced to save out Kelleher. So yeah,
Didn't he hit the
in
post
general,
as well?
no, I
I
don't think
might
he
have
did. There
imagined
was
that.
one where Rice crossed it to him, and the defender made a great block, went out for a
Or
corner.
maybe that's why I saw because I was at the other
Yeah,
end of the pitch. I was north blank
yeah,
anyway, obviously.
yeah,
So obviously the far end. So that's probably what I saw. Just ricochet back, and it looked like it come off a post.
yeah. No,
But
it's good defending by Henry. I think it was at the back post.
yeah, he's a good player, Henry, hasn't he? And
Yeah,
then they've got the Commode. That's
yeah.
the
The
right
right
back as
second. Yeah,
well.
yeah. No, they have a few very good players. Iran, the second top goal scorer in the league, who didn't start last night, came
Yeah,
on
thank
late
God
on.
for that. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
yeah, we've glad he's
yeah,
not starting.
yeah.
Was he
Exactly.
even? He wasn't even on the bench, was he?
He did. He came on with about 15, 20 minutes to go. When it was still 1-0, Andrew said, look, we've a chance of getting something here. Throw him on, he might get a goal. Now, thankfully, he
Yeah.
didn't, and he didn't really get into the game much. But
I'm gonna say I obviously don't remember him remember him in the game, so it was
no,
yeah.
yeah,
He
no,
kind of got to a point in the last 15 minutes where we were trying to get out on a counter and just break out a bit quicker. What was kind of annoying me a little bit was when it goes to the back four, back five, or whatever, and they take so long over what they're going to do with the ball, let the opposition get set, and it's
yeah,
just like just release the ball, man. Just work
yeah.
through them while they're there,
That's yeah.
and
That's it,
you
yeah. And
know,
if they're dropping off, just carry it. Someone will
yeah,
eventually
yeah,
come for you and give you an easy pass.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, at least when he was actually playing the ball out this time, it was actually going to relative players and stuff like that. It was where it wasn't just oomphed to anybody anywhere, and then it's just going to come back to you, sort of thing. So yeah, I thought that was decent, but yeah, I didn't really feel under any pressure, but you'd like to say the longer it goes on at 1-0, you just never know, do you?
No, especially they started generating a few long throw-ins and stuff like that, and you're like, "God, anything could happen here." Fairness to the lads, they dealt with them very, very well. As you said, we never really looked like conceding, bar that one chance from the corner in the first half. Other than that, I think you read out earlier on that was the only shot they had on target the whole game. So in general, we looked very comfortable. Now at 1-0, as you said, you're never comfortable at 1-0 because it doesn't take much to score a goal, but um, generally we look very, very solid. I said this to someone yesterday. We were talking about obviously our main rivals in City and what they did the night before, and some of our fans giving out about how it was a tough watch last night. So I said I'd much rather win games like we did last night than City did the night before. To me, winning games like City did the night before, there's not much future in that. If you're going around having to score 5 goals most weeks to win 5-4, you're playing hostage to fortune. So give me a 2-0 solid victory any day of the week.
I mean, even with Leeds as well, they left it late with Leeds, didn't they? They only
Yeah,
scored in extra
time.
time. Now, granted, there was a lot of time wasting, but there was time wasting from both sides.
Yeah,
And they got 10 minutes added on.
yeah, that was a bit much, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I thought that was a bit weird. There was an injury in there, and there were 2 goals in it, I think.
2 goals and a VAR check for
Yeah,
the penalty.
but I thought 10 minutes was a bit strong. And when
Yeah,
you think that we only got 4 minutes added for Chelsea when the ball was out of play that length of time, I thought it was a bit of a stretch, to be honest.
yeah, Sunday. No, look, they scored after 2, so it was what it
Yeah,
was. But yeah, the thing is, as you know, Sparks, when you're in the ground and 10 minutes goes up on the board, if you're a home fan, that gives you a huge lift to get behind the team. If 3 or 4 or 5 go up on the board,
yeah,
it creates a different buzz around the place. So no, look, 10 probably was excessive. It probably was 6 or 7 in that Leeds City game, but look, it is what it is. They got the win, fair play to them. But again, those type wins, they're not what title winning seasons are built on generally. That doesn't mean City won't win it this season. They're obviously a very good team, but generally speaking, if you're going to win leagues, it's going to be built on 1-0, 2-0 wins and a solid defence. Because to me, you having to create 4, 5, 6 chances a game, it's not that easy, especially when you come up against good defences most weeks. Like Fulham the other night, it was one of those games. You start watching it, and it was 1-0, 2-0. Oh, fuck, it's 3-0. I'll turn over to another game, start watching Everton, Bournemouth. Oh, 3-1. I'll go back and watch the first few minutes, second half. Okay, now it's 5-1. Turn that off. And
Yeah, exactly. Not watching that.
And then you look at it's gone 5-4. And Fulham had a chance or two that they could have got a 5-all draw out of that. So,
yeah, it's a shame the own goal didn't count the other way, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, exactly.
We could have an own goal rule. It counts the other way if you get within one.
If you're playing against Man City.
Man City, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Obviously, Chelsea played last night as well.
Yeah.
And they kicked off 45 minutes later than us, actually, wasn't it? It was quarter past 8. So we were watching the score, and I saw it was 1-0, and then I was like, yeah, well, they're going to pull that back. And then it was 2-0 at half time.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, this is interesting. And the guys in the pub were saying, was it 3-1 in the end?
3-1 I finished, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like...
I'm not sure if you've seen the third goal yet for these, but God almighty, it's comical defending, should we say.
Is that the one where it's a P roller or something?
They basically, Gusto got it, went to pass it back to Tossin inside his own box, about 6 yards out. He dilly-dallied on the ball, got tackled, ball broke, and there was a shot. Sanchez tried to smother it, went through underneath him, and Calvert-Lewin just tapped it in from 2 yards out, which if you see it, the defending is absolutely comical.
And that was from tossing, was it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really surprising from that guy, to be honest with you. He's not. He was involved in the comedy show that's when the two defenders were just kind of stood there waiting. Who was it that played when they did that? Was that Brentford?
Could well have been Brentford. Yeah.
No, Sunderland. It was Sunderland. It was the winner at Sunderland, wasn't it? Where Brobby just kind of ran in, and he was like, they were just like waiting. Yeah. I mean, if you're lost for what to do, just put your foot through it, send it in the stand or something.
Yeah.
But just don't stand there.
Yeah.
That's comedy. But I haven't seen that goal. I'm gonna have to watch it now because that sounds fun.
You'll enjoy it, I think.
I do like a good comedy sketch, especially when it's not our players doing it.
Yeah, because Chelsea. I remember having this conversation about 4 or 5 weeks ago with someone. Chelsea, people were talking about Chelsea. They've had a good run lately, but they're just too inconsistent. Like, they've lost at home to Brighton, lost at home to Sunderland, now they've lost to Leeds. And if you look at their fixtures coming up, they're not too kind. They still have to play Newcastle. They play Newcastle away in a couple of weeks. They play Villa away, I think, or at home, but they play Villa soon as well. They play Man City over Christmas or New Year. So they have a lot of tough fixtures coming. And I'm just wondering, is the position they're in at the moment maybe a bit false? And they've taken advantage of a nice fixture list. Now, look, they were very impressive against us last Sunday, but it was a strange sort of game, very stop-start.
It was like a cup game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Exactly.
It really was like a cup game. It was like it was like we were playing a final or something.
Yeah, and Taylor didn't help matters. Throwing out yellow cards left, right, and centre. I know why he did it, trying to stamp his authority on the game early, but it didn't work because the game still there was no flow to it whatsoever. Look.
The only time that really works anyway is if you actually follow through. And he could have followed through with Cucurella. He could have followed through with Enzo, and he just never did. So it kind of I don't count Caicedo in that because it was clearly a red card.
There was no decision. There's no decision to be made there.
Yeah, To be honest with you, if it was just the challenge, I wouldn't really have the issue with it.
Yeah.
It's the leap just before it where he basically takes both feet off the ground
Yeah.
and then goes. So
Yeah.
I think
And
that
he's
just
come from a distance as well. It's not as if it's a reaction. He's come from 4 or 5 yards away, sprinted hard to make that challenge. So,
yeah.
as I said, there's a lot of moving parts there, none of which are good. From
Yeah, and even if it was our player, I'd in the heat of the moment, I'd probably say it's not a red card. But after I kind of cooled down a bit and looked at it, I
yeah,
go, all right, fair cop, gov.
yeah.
But yeah. So do you think that there was enough rotation in our game? Do you think that Arteta got it
Um,
right, or what do you think?
I think it was about right. I don't think there's too much more we could have done. Obviously, the two centre backs are injured. I personally, because of Calafiori's yellow card situation, I probably would have picked my Lewis Skelly last night because I didn't want to go to Villa Park without Calafiori. It's all worked out and he got through the game, no yellow card, thank
I know
God.
somebody else has said exactly that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, if he gets a yellow card on Saturday, happy days. If he wants to miss the
yeah,
Wolves game and get that
yeah,
suspension
exactly.
out of the way, no worries. But I was just conscious of that last night that
Yeah.
Aston Villa is going to be a very tough game and we really needed him for it. But look, it's all worked out in the end. So that
Unless
would
he
have been,
already planned to play Miles Lewis Kelly at a Villa game, maybe that's
yeah,
maybe that's the
we'll see.
thinking.
Be honest, the way Lewis Skelly played against Bayern, I'd be reluctant to pick him in a game against Villa. But look, we'll see. Arteta knows a lot more about these things than I ever will. So there is definitely a plan, Sparks, as you said. It's not, he would have planned these like 3 games in a week. I'm sure he's
Yeah,
had ideal scenario. This is team for game A, game B, game C. So and maybe he does have an idea that Miles Lewis Skelly is the right guy for Villa Park. We'll see, obviously, on Saturday afternoon. But yeah, that was the only one I kind of looked at was a bit grimaced a little bit because it was like, if he gets a yellow card here and we're down him for Villa, it'll be all of our own making, or all of his making. So look, all's well that ends well. But other than that, Gyökeres probably doesn't have 90 minutes in him yet, so that wasn't really an option. Now, maybe he could have picked him for the first 45 and brought Marino on a half time or whatever, but I think he probably played it right. Given Marino's performance, I don't think it'd be right to second guess that decision as well either. So, on the whole, I think he probably got it just about spot on.
yeah, fair enough. We got Daniel in the chat. Welcome in, Daniel. Thanks for joining.
Sir.
Make sure everybody, if you're hitting the like and subscribe and sharing the pod as well, that'd be much appreciated. To do that, we're trying to get to 500 subscribers. Still quite a way to go, but with your help, we can get there. And make sure you drop in comments as well. That really helps the algorithm as well. So if you can do that for us, that'd be great. Caicedo gets away with a lot of those. I think he got away with one particular when he was at Brighton.
Yeah.
He basically
Martinelli, wasn't it?
On Martinelli, wasn't it? Yeah, we literally just chopped through him, and that wasn't particularly good.
No.
To be fair, but look, I mean, I heard a kind of analysis that he just has to win every tackle. And he does come across like that, doesn't he? Where he's just too eager.
Yeah.
So just like a bit of control, I guess.
Yeah. That's where Maresca and the senior players in the dressing room have to say, look, we can't afford to be without you for 3 games. They've lost the first game is suspension, and I think Sky posted up earlier about the record without him. It's not good at all. So if he's going to be missing, he misses obviously. He missed last night. He misses, I think they play Bournemouth and Chelsea, or Everton rather, in their next 2 games. So
they've got Bournemouth away.
Yeah.
And Everton at home, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
their home record's worse than their away record, isn't it?
yeah.
I think I was looking.
Yeah. Now, it
Uh,
mightn't be after last night because they obviously with them losing last night, but they've lost 2 at home, one to Sunderland and one to Brighton. They've now lost 2 away, Man
yeah,
U and Leeds. So
yeah. Well, we're now joint with Spurs on away record.
yeah,
So we've won 4, drawn 2, lost 1. We've got 14 points. Chelsea are the next in line on away. Won 4, drawn 1, lost 2. So they're on 13 points. Crystal Palace got the same record, by the way. So that's
yeah.
pretty mad. But next in there on the away table is Villa, winning 3, drawing 2, losing 1. So that's going to be interesting. Obviously, we play them at Villa Park first, and then New Year's Eve or day before New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I played them twice this month, which is very
Yeah,
unusual. But
so we get them twice, and I think the Bournemouth fixtures are the twice in the next thing, but Bournemouth seem to be going off the boil as well. So
yeah, I don't know what's gone on there. I think they've lost their last 4, and I don't really see any reason as to why that would be the case. But
no, it's a
obviously,
bit
it's
odd, isn't it?
happened. Like
Yeah, so
losing
they
at home to Everton isn't good. Throwing away a 2-goal lead at Sunderland.
it was 2. They were 2-0 up at Sunderland, weren't they? And then lost 3-2. They drew with West Ham.
Yes, at home.
At home, yeah. So what did they get before? And Villa smashed them 4-0.
Yeah,
And the week before that, City smashed them 3-1. So yeah,
Was that 1 point in their last 5 games?
Yeah, so their last win was against Forest, where they won 2-0. So they could well be in trouble.
There's no obvious reason for it, Sparks. Like it's not as if they've lost a player to injury that's really crippled them, or
no, but they lost the players in the summer, didn't they? And it's obviously they just needed an injury in that position or a bit of fatigue, whatever. They haven't got the rotation that they did have, and that's what happens, isn't it? The squad's broken up, and it doesn't take much to kill a fragile squad, as we well know, don't we?
Yes, absolutely.
We've been there and played the fiddle with that one.
Yeah.
But Daniel asked, would you start Marino versus Villa?
I probably would, unless, as we said, there's issues that he's played a lot of minutes recently and they're worried about fatigue. But based purely on performance, I think it'd be very hard to take him out of the team.
Yeah, I agree. So long as you've got enough creativity behind him, I think you're fine. Ødegaard obviously is starting now. It'd be interesting to see how his role actually progresses and whether it's actually changed on build up, or if it's just purely because he's out of fitness that he's not necessarily with the methodology, wouldn't it? That's definitely going to be interesting for me, at least, anyway.
That's it. I'm interested to see who he starts off the left on Saturday as well. If he goes with Eze there, or if he brings Eze back in for Ødegaard and leaves Martinelli, or if Trossard's back. If we do have options, obviously, but it'd be interesting to see what his thoughts are in terms of who should start off the left. As I said, we have options.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Kai's took a setback, and so he had potential to be in there as well. So I think that maybe he's kind of rotating Eze with Ødegaard and that kind of scenario at the minute. But yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it? But this is the game that we need to go full strength. We can then rotate against Wolves. Obviously Brentford was our rotation
heavily against Bruges as well. I think we play Bruges Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure which day it is next
I think
week.
it's Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday.
As I said, I'm open to correction. I'm not 100% certain if it's which of the 2 days it is.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Must be Wednesday, actually. You're right, Sparks, because that's why the Wolves game is an 8 o'clock kickoff next Saturday.
Yeah.
Or Saturday week. Because you can't play away on a Wednesday and have a half.
Yeah, I mean,
so
obviously,
we get the beautiful 8 o'clock Saturday evening kickoff. Thanks very much.
Yeah, I mean, this is another thing that obviously Arteta's come out in his press conference today. Was it today or yesterday? I can't remember now. Where he basically addressed the kickoff time of the 12:30 kickoff when we've played the last game on a Wednesday, when other teams have played on the Tuesday and they play on the Sunday. I mean, how difficult?
It's really weird, right? If we had played a European fixture last night, we wouldn't be allowed to play at 12:30 this Saturday. But because we played a Premier League fixture, it's okay. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but they're the rules. If you play on a Wednesday night in Europe, you can't play a 12:30 Saturday kickoff. But if you play on Wednesday night in the Premier League, yeah, you're fair game.
It's bizarre. I just sound. Who showed the game yesterday? Was it on TNT or Sky? Oh, okay.
Sky
so it's basically just the operators, the TV operators, just basically playing, not talking to each other. They just don't give a crap about anything. They just plug whichever one they want and put it wherever they feel like it. Yeah. I think it's bloody disgusting.
It's a conversation for another day, probably, because I think football fans, no matter what club you're from, whether you're from Newcastle in the northeast all the way to Bournemouth in the south coast, you'll have a complaint about fixtures getting moved at late notice by TV companies and to really horrible kickoff times. Like West Ham are playing in Manchester tonight. I think it was an 8 o'clock, 8:15 kickoff. Obviously, probably no way getting back to London. I think next weekend or the weekend after, Bournemouth play at Old Trafford on a Monday night. Nearly couldn't be two clubs further apart. It's just some consideration has to be given to match-going fans. They don't care, do they?
In fact, I think they're doing it on purpose so that match-going fans don't actually go there and sit their backsides on the actual sofa watching the thing. But
yeah, and you're forced what are you to pay do without the atmosphere.
I just don't understand.
Listen, we heard all during COVID. It's nothing without the fans.
Yeah, I just don't.
What they really meant to say is it's nothing without the fans. They left out the last word. It's nothing without the fans.
Yeah,
money.
well, yeah.
They left out the last
that's
word.
The same with the actual clubs themselves. That's a problem. And you know, if you obviously get to a point and yeah, the fans just aren't considered apart from a pay packet. I just wanted to touch on something else actually, very briefly. You know, I basically just went. Tottenham are top of, or joint top. They are top off because they got more goal difference of the away table. Do you know where they are in the home table?
I know they haven't won a home game since the opening day of the season. So I'm going to say about 17th 19th. Or 18th. 19th.
Only Wolves are below them in the home table. They have won one game.
Do you know Wolves' only away point? Do you know who they got it against? They've got 1 point away from home all season, and they got it at Tottenham.
Yeah,
Spurs need the last minute goal.
The best thing was I was not on a stream, but I was in a chat on a stream, and there was an Arsenal fan and a Spurs fan and this that, and the other, and he was basically bombing on like Wolves were nothing, and the guy said to him, "But you don't have a good record against Wolves at all." And it's like, true, your record's terrible. And didn't they beat him? Did they beat him twice or draw him once, beat him once?
I think they're beating them the last 2 times at Tottenham, and
Yeah.
then obviously drew with them
But
this year.
I was like, it was like the arrogance of it, and it was just like, whoa, hang on a minute, you know, you don't have a good record, and it's just like, oh yeah, well
Yeah.
now you're just bantering, now you're just doing whatever. I'm just
No,
stating
I'm
facts,
actually
mate.
stating
This is
facts.
this
But
is the thing, you know, and sure enough, they ended up drawing. Didn't they equalise in the last second? Was it
basically last kick
Paulinho
of
or
the
something
game,
that
pretty
equalised or
much.
something? And he took his shirt
Yes.
off to
Yeah.
celebrate.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you should be winning that game anyway.
Well done. You've given Wolves half the points they've got all
Isn't it?
season.
Absolute madness. So yeah,
Yeah.
they actually have 2 points, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah. 2 draws. I think they drew with Brighton at home and Spurs away.
Yeah. I mean, how do you see the Villa game going?
It's a tricky game. They're in great form. I think we're good enough to go there and win. I do think we are good enough to go there and win. I would like Saliba to be back fit. I think that's important. If he's fit, obviously we roll with who we have, probably be Timber and Hincapie at centre back. But Rice seems to say he's going to be good to go, which is obviously hugely positive. He's been exceptional the last month and a bit. Probably been exceptional all season, really. So if he's on the pitch, we always have a chance. Always. Because he'll either set something up from a set piece, his driving runs from midfield will create something. Look, I think if we can go, it's going to be one of our trickier games all season, definitely. But again, it's another tricky away game out the road once we get through it. Like, our fixtures have not been kind at all to us so far this season, but we're still top, so that's obviously very, very encouraging. I'd like to think we can get away with a 2-1 type of result, 2-1 win. If it's a draw, we move on. As I said, it's a tricky away game. City have already lost there this season, so I think Villa's only lost in their last 9 games was at Anfield, where Martinez basically decided to play for Liverpool.
But okay. I just want to go through the actual results that they've got in those games, though.
Yeah,
because they had a bit of a favourable run.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, in my opinion, anyway, you let me know what you think. So, they beat Fulham 3-1. They beat Feyenoord 2-0. That was at home, yeah.
Yeah.
They beat Burnley 2-1.
Okay.
That was at home as well.
Yeah.
They beat Spurs away.
Who doesn't?
But apparently that's easy. Because
particularly at Spurs' own.
Yeah, exactly. Because they can't do anything at home anyway.
Yeah.
They lost 2-1 to Go Ahead Eagles in the Europa League.
Yeah.
Although that was away.
Yeah.
They beat City 1-0 at home. They lost to Liverpool at Anfield 2-0. Don't know how many games Liverpool have won recently, but that's
their last weekend. That was Liverpool's only win.
7 games. So yeah,
something like that, or 1 win in 6.
So yeah, that doesn't bode very well.
Yeah.
They beat Maccabi Tel Aviv at home.
Yeah.
They beat Bournemouth 4-0 at home, but Bournemouth, we've just said, not amazing.
Falling off a cliff, yeah.
They beat Leeds United 2-1 at Elland Road.
Yeah, weren't overly convincing in that match.
No, I thought that was a shocking game, actually. I nearly fell asleep. They beat Young Boys 2-1. Struggled with that. That was at home as well. Beat Wolves 1-0 at home.
Yes, and then the Brighton game last.
Brighton away, but they were they 3-0 up on that?
So we're 2-0 down, and then brought
2-0 down. Okay, yeah. So they pulled it back to 2-2, went 3-2, 4-2. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So they rescued it. But one of the goals was actually an own goal as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, so
Yeah, no. When you put it in like that, as you said, they have had a favourable run of fixtures that
yeah.
I suppose highlight there is their win over City at home.
But that was 26th of October.
Yeah, same day we played Villa.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have had a nice run of fixtures. I don't think too many of the teams you've read out there that they've beaten are in the top 10 at the moment, or
No.
top half of the table. So
It's only their last game, which is against Brighton, isn't it? And Bournemouth were there, but they're falling like a blooming stone.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was impressive them beating City.
Yeah.
But then I think that was before City got their players back as well.
Yeah. So there probably is an element of them being flattered by some of those results and the way the fixtures have fallen for them. So yeah, hopefully there's a rude awakening coming for them on Saturday when they play us. I think if we can go there and win, as I said, it's the early kickoff. So if we can go there and win, open up an 8-point gap to City before City play on, I think they play Sunderland Saturday afternoon. That when you play first, if you get the win, the pressure immediately goes on to your nearest rivals.
Especially if they're behind, for sure.
Yeah. So that's why, like, I know a lot of people complain about that. I don't mind the half 12 because if you can get the victory, you're out the gap, you've your game done. The pressure's on everyone else then the rest of the weekend. They have to match you, as you said, especially when you're the team that's being chased. If any slip up now by City or Villa, Chelsea have obviously slipped up last night. Any slip up by them, the gap starts to become a point where they're like, can we really claw this back? So,
yeah, I think as well. I actually think doing what City did midweek, I think hurts as well, because obviously you pull the gap back, and then it just opens back up to what it was. I actually think that hurts. I think that hurts quite a lot, to be honest, because you get a false kind of representation.
Yes,
you think you're well back inside it, and you've only got one more win, and you can overtake them.
Yeah,
but only for it to just disappear, as soon as they play. So, and also, in years gone by, we were the soft touch that basically that never happened anyway. So it would end the weekend with that 2-point gap, or the weekday with that 2-point gap, and then they can work on it against Sunderland at the weekend. So I really think that it helps the mentality of our team, and it hurts the mentality of their team, to be honest. But like you say, it doesn't mean anything if you don't do anything in the next game, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I keep piling the pressure on that they feel we can't slip up. Otherwise, this gap is going to be too big to go chasing it.
Yeah, especially when we play Wolves the next game as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So
we play before them that weekend as well. I'm fairly certain because I think they play Palace on the Sunday. And we play
in fact, Sunderland and Palace, both tricky games, to be fair.
Yeah.
They're both potential banana skins. I'm not saying that they will drop points in them, but there's potential for us both to drop points on Saturday, Saturday and Sunday. No, it is both. They're both Saturday, aren't they?
Yeah, we're the early one. They're 3:00.
Yeah, so there's potential for both to drop points on the Saturday. I would like to think on the following weekend, when we play on Saturday and they play on Sunday, there's only real potential for them to drop points. So, because we play Wolves at home, so be very surprised if we drop anything from that. The following week we play after them.
Yeah, we're away to Everton.
Well, on the 20th, yeah. So we play Everton and they play West Ham. So I would think the roles are reversed there. I
Yeah,
wouldn't. I think there's potential for us to drop points, but I don't think there's potential for them to drop points.
no.
Who we got after that then? So we've got
We've
we got
Brighton after
Brighton. I mean, another potential banana skin, but I actually don't think. I actually have a bit more confidence than I would have before, because I don't think we're necessarily that vulnerable team that we used to be.
No, we're not as fragile. It doesn't feel that way, anyways. At the games, definitely doesn't feel like we're fragile, or if something goes wrong, that everything's going to collapse in a heap. We just look like a really, really solid team at the moment. Long may that continue. And
Yeah,
as I said, it doesn't really matter who plays. We've lost our two centre backs the last couple of games, and Mosquera and Hincapie and then Timber coming in last night. They didn't miss a beat. They were absolutely fine. So we seem to have good depth. I wouldn't like that to happen to Zubamendi or Rice. Don't get me wrong. I think they're probably the two players where you would be a bit skeptical of their backups. Rice is just a driving force. I don't think anybody could replace him. And Zubamendi's been excellent in his role in the team. So they're the two, I suppose, you'd look at and go, maybe if something were to happen to either of them, that's where we'd notice a drop off in performances. But like, someone probably would have said the same if Gabriel goes out, you'd have a huge drop off. It hasn't happened yet. Thankfully, Hincapie and Mosquera have both been excellent when they've been called upon. And it's not as if they've had an easy run of games to come into either. You know, it's been Spurs, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, you know, so they've been very much thrown in at the deep end and have been absolutely fine. So
I thought it was not actually nice for them to get a couple of games together at least, and I think that's probably the thinking. If Saliba is fit, like we kind of guess that he might well be, but I mean, if that's the case, maybe he should be on the bench. But if you've got Timber on the bench, you're just thinking, well, he can cover that position anyway. No, the centre back's not going to get injured, whatever, you know. If he does, we've only got one sub we got one sub that's covering that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it obviously makes sense for them to have a bit of game time together.
Yeah.
But if Mosquera's injured, if Saliba's injured, and Gabriel is injured, who do you put in that right side slot?
Probably Timber, and Ben White stays at right back. That would be my guess in terms of what I think Arteta would do. And that's the way we lined up for the second half last night. That's the way it looked on telly. Obviously, you were there, Spark, so you might be able to tell me differently. But it looked like it was very much White, Timber, Hincapie, and Calafiori. If we have to go with that on Saturday, so be it. You know, they looked absolutely comfortable last night for that second half. So I see no reason as to why that should be different. Obviously, Watkins scoring twice last night isn't ideal just before we played him, but because he hasn't been able to hit the broadside of a barn up to last night. So
I think he was playing injured as well before.
Yeah, that's the talk anyways, that he's hasn't been fully fit. So
be interesting. But that's their 3 goals all season, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's got 2 of them were last night. So
yeah, so Mourinho's outscored him as well.
yeah,
quite comfortably as well. But there you go. Yeah, my only problem with Timber playing in centre back and White being in right back, Mosquera is the backup right back.
Yeah.
So, you're kind of screwed one way or another if you get another one.
Yes. Yeah. But that's, I suppose, look, you're right in what you're saying. We're kind of thin there now, given that 2 of our right side centre back or right side defenders in Saliba and Mosquera are down. Both look, Saliba could be back this weekend. We don't know. But yeah, if you're down both of them and then something happens to White and or Timber, you are very, very bare bone there then. I don't know what you'd do if you lost one of them then, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I haven't got a clue. I mean, I'm just I don't want it to happen, obviously, but that was always my worry with because people were saying, oh, you've got centre backs to play right back, you've got centre backs to play left back, you got but at some point they're gonna deplete the areas that they were substituting. So if they're sub centre backs and they're sub right backs,
yeah,
and they get injured, then you haven't got that sub right back anymore. It's gone.
Yeah.
So and it's much the same with Calafiori, Hincapié, as well. Really, I mean, Gabriel really is. Well, actually, Gabriel and Saliba are the only ones that don't play other positions.
No, they're right-sided centre-back and left-sided centre-back respectively, and that's where they play, and they don't really play anywhere else.
No, so so that worries me. I agree with you on Zubimendi, but I think he got a 45-minute rest the weekend, didn't he? Was it the weekend, Chelsea? No. He got 45 minutes rest somewhere, didn't he? I can't remember now.
Yeah. Not recently, I don't think.
No, I think he did. Oh,
he was suspended. No, he wasn't suspended for Bayern. He was suspended.
No, he wasn't suspended. But he had basically half an hour to 45 minutes off. I can't remember what game it was now. I don't know. I know it happened one game. So he had a bit of a rest. So hopefully he's fine. My worry is like you say is Rice. I don't think there's anybody like him.
There really isn't.
Like him in the league, to be honest with you.
I agree completely.
I think he's a bit of he does a bit of everything, and he's not the flashiest player, but he does everything really efficiently in my eyes.
Yeah, he does. He does everything to a really high standard. There's no real weakness to his game. He's a huge man as well, so obviously he's able to do the defensive work from set pieces. He's able to dominate physically around the middle of the pitch, and he covers every blade of grass. There's no weakness to his game at the moment. Touch wood, that continues. I think everyone's heart missed a beat when we saw him going off last night, but the word seems to be that he's going to be fine. So,
well, they're only his own words, though, aren't they? They're not the words of a doctor or anything like that. It's just like, I'm all right. I mean, of course he won't, because he want to play. But
anyone who's expecting much of Arteta in the press conference tomorrow, he's fairly economical with the truth when it comes to injuries. So.
I was a bit confused with his with his analysis or breakdown of Havertz and Jesus and Saliba, because he said Saliba is days.
Yeah, said same about Trossard, didn't he?
Same about Trossard, and then he said it was weeks with Havertz. And was it weeks with Jesus?
He did, and then Jesus was on the bench last night.
And he was on the bench. I mean, just like, what? Riddle me another one. You literally just talking in riddles.
Yeah. When I say economical with the truth, that's an Irish phrase for lying, and that's basically what Arteta does when it comes.
I mean, they're not even white lies, are they?
Yeah.
They're just not. They're not even white lies. They're just barefaced lies.
Yeah, exactly.
But I love it. And I've seen loads of people on Twitter and stuff, and just going, well, he never tells us the truth. And I go, well, if he tells you the truth, he's telling the opposition the truth as well.
Yeah.
Why would he give anything away? I just don't understand. And it is like, well, he's always lying. He's always this, that, and the other. And I go, yeah, and good.
Yeah,
good. Because if we don't know who's starting, neither do they.
Yeah,
They can't
exactly.
prep all week for what's happening
Yeah,
if they don't know. So yeah.
yeah.
Or maybe they have to prep for both, and it
That's it.
eliminates
It
the
just means
actual.
they're wasting prep time, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah. Either way, you're wasting time, aren't you? Because you're either
yeah,
prepping for something that's not going to happen,
yeah,
or you're prepping for something that might happen but
yeah, exactly.
probably won't. And then yeah, but you're just not sure, are you? You're just like,
Yeah,
there was a sketch on one of the football shows not so long back, and it was like literally just um they walk on the pitch, they see the guys come on the pitch, so and so walks straight off the pitch, and they put the other guy on, and it's just like he literally got his notepad and he's ripped it up, and he's literally started stamping on his notepad because he's prepared for this thing the whole week.
yeah,
He's just
yeah,
like, literally throwing a paddy on it.
yeah,
I'm just like, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's not good. Got battered about 6-0. That's quite funny.
Absolutely.
But there you go. Yeah. So what's your actual score prediction for Villa?
Yeah, 2-1 win. Um,
Yeah, I think
2-1
I
win.
go with 2-1 as well. I'd be quite comfortable with a 2-1, to be honest. But
Yeah, I take any win. Bite your hand off for any win.
yeah, absolutely.
As I
But
said, there's no style points in this game.
yeah, I mean, the thing is as well that we play them at home as well, and there's now talk that they're drifting into a title race, which I don't think they are.
I
But
don't believe so.
no, they'd have to get a lot more top results for that to happen. Now, obviously, if they beat us twice, then maybe that's a talking point. I'm not.
Yeah.
I've put it in the ether. I don't want that to happen. I don't
No,
want to see that in my
no,
life.
absolutely not.
Yeah, my best mate is who's my best man as well, is a Villa fan.
Always.
I'd love
Yeah.
Villa to do well, not at our expense. Not prepared
Yeah.
to give
Fair
up any
enough.
kind of title charge for him. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I go 2-1 as well. Bournemouth Chelsea at Bournemouth. What you saying prediction?
4 or 5 weeks ago, I probably would have predicted either a Bournemouth win or a draw, but given their form, it's just hard to see them doing anything. Well, 1-2-0 Chelsea.
Is it really? Is it?
Last night and rested half his team and it bit him in the backside. So I'd imagine the likes of Reece James, Neto will all be back in the team. Cole Palmer might start as well. So I would imagine they'll have too much for this particular Bournemouth team whose form has just deserted them for whatever reason.
Yeah, I agree, but I also think Bournemouth have a spanner for some teams, not every team. I think it could be a 2-2. You know, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yours is far more logical than mine. I think it makes far more sense that that Chelsea walk all over them. But yeah, I've got some weird feeling about that.
Yeah.
Everton Forest.
It's a tricky one. 1-1.
Yeah,
No
it's
real
obviously
logic to it, but neither team, like Forest have improved a bit under Dyche. Everton had a terrible result against Newcastle, losing 4-1 at home, but then went down to Bournemouth and won 1-0. So I think predicting an Everton result with any degree of confidence at the moment is probably foolish. But yeah, I'll go 1-1. Sit on the fence.
yeah, they beat Man United as well, didn't they? With
10 men for 80 minutes.
Absolutely crazy. So you're never predicting that, especially not when you know that they've gone down to 10 men. It's quite early on as well. So I mean, that was the most bizarre red card
for
I've
hitting
ever
his own
seen.
teammate.
Just like slapping him. Although I didn't really see the slap, to be honest.
I thought it was a very harsh red card.
It was a bit pathetic, if you ask me. But like you said the same. I think Forest 2-1. To be fair, but yeah, he could go either way. But obviously, Dyche is going back to his old ground. So I think he might have a bit of a bee in his bonnet there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Man City, Sunderland.
Yeah, I think City could win this big. I'm going to go 4-1 City. I think third game in a week for Sunderland and might catch up with them. They were very impressive at Anfield last night. Should have won the game. But I just think going to the well again might be asking a bit too much. Now, having said that, I'll be interested to see what the City team is because they're playing in the Bernabeu on Wednesday night. They didn't rotate at all for Fulham. So, but yeah, I just think City have a performance in them at home that they haven't showed yet.
Yeah, and also he rotated so heavily in the Champions League
Champions
game.
League, couldn't believe
what
that.
the hell was he doing there?
Big time.
It was like 10 players.
10 changes,
it changed,
including changing the goalkeeper.
He just crazy. Yeah, baffling. But I guess that was kind of for this period.
Yeah,
that he's kind of just rested everybody just to go right. Okay, we need to do this. But then they had to basically get on the pitch and try and pull it back because it was a bit of a travesty. Which they did lose, didn't they?
They did. Lost Leverkusen 2-0, yeah.
Yeah, 2-0.
Which puts them under pressure now because if they lose in the Bernabeu, it means the top 8 becomes shaky for them. And there's no way Pep wants 2 extra games in February. His squad is of an aging profile, should we say. So there's no way 2 extra games is helpful for him.
The thing is, we've already got 2 extra games as well, haven't we? So it's like
so
you got the 2 extra games and then 2 extra
games
on top. So it's just like crazy, man.
Yeah.
But only 8 teams can get away from the playoffs. So you kind of want to be in the 8, don't you? But
absolutely.
I'm going against you again. I think I'm going to go with another 2-2. I don't know why. It's just Sunderland seem to have it in for bigger teams for whatever reason.
Yeah.
They just throw up a surprise. So I think there could be a 2-2. Newcastle play Burnley.
That's a 3-0. 3-0 Newcastle.
I think it's 4-0. I think quite comfortable for that. No real argument in that one, I don't think. This one's going to be interesting. Tottenham play Brentford.
That will be interesting. At Tottenham as well.
At Tottenham, where they can't win.
Where they can't win. I'll go. Brentford rested a few players last night, obviously, because they think they have a much better chance of getting something from Spurs than they did last night.
But that's what we want, right? That's exactly what we want. We want that fear factor where we go, right, okay.
It's pointless going all in here.
It's going at us when you can go at Tottenham.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to say a 1-1 draw.
I think you bang on. I think you bang on with that 1-1. Leeds United at Elland Road play Liverpool.
I don't know how you predict either of these 2 teams at the moment either. Like, it's one of those, you convince yourself surely Liverpool will get it right sooner or later. They get a win last week and then they're absolutely pathetic against Sunderland at home. Leeds then put in a performance, 2 really good performances back to back. Should have got something at City, and then obviously trashed Chelsea. I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds here.
You think Leeds beat Liverpool?
I do. Like, Liverpool just look to me like a team that are just fed up. Now look, they did play well at West Ham, but West Ham are absolutely shocking. So,
what do you think's happened with Liverpool?
I'm not. It's like they've all lost their form at once. I don't know why that is, but Van Dijk's lost form, Kanata's lost form, Salah's lost form. Like, why, I don't know. Isak and the players they brought in haven't clicked yet or haven't delivered. McAllister's another one who was absolutely brilliant for them last season, but has disappeared this for whatever reason. The only player they have that's really maintained his form is Szoboszlai. The rest of them have just fallen off a cliff. And I can't explain it. Better people than me, better pundits than I'll ever be, have tried to explain it, and they can't. They're just at a loss to understand what's going on. Um, but it's like their energy levels have been sapped as well. It's like they're playing devoid of energy and devoid of confidence. And once that happens, there's no real easy fix for it.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
And other people have kind of gone, yeah, you got a point, and other people have gone, yeah, you're talking crazy. But you know, when they did the trip to Dubai in the mid-season,
Yeah.
Salah in particular was going for his record.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get the record because obviously it was in Dubai and he basically threw all the games.
Yeah.
You know what pro athletes are like?
Yeah.
Unless you keep at that level,
yes,
you drop off the level.
Yeah.
And mentality-wise, he's gone, well, if you ain't playing for me, maybe I ain't playing for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, I'm trying to prove something, but I'm doing it for the team.
Yeah.
But you're not working for me. It's
as I said, yeah. And once the coach gives you that license to drop your standards, which he did by letting them. Well, first he himself was in Ibiza as soon as they won the league, so he obviously said, "Look, you've won the league. Standards can go to hell for the rest of this season." So maybe there is a bit of a that has carried over a little bit into this season. Look, none of them are ever going to come out and admit that, but
no.
Maybe that's happened. I'm sure someone will write a book at some stage and tell us exactly what happened this season with Liverpool.
I mean, I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I don't see there's much difference between him and Ten Hag, apart from he's got his hand on a Premier League trophy.
Possibly not. Possibly not. And everything fell into place for him last season in terms of our form fell off a cliff for numerous reasons, cities as well, and nobody else.
And Salah just won the league on his own, really.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, everybody really looked better because he was making them look better.
He was able to bail them out. Whenever they looked in trouble, he was able to find a goal that would get them from a draw to a win. And all those extra 2 points add up. Like Arsenal drew 14 games last season. You know, I think we lost the same number of games as Liverpool, maybe even one less. But all those draws, you know, whereas Liverpool, Salah was able to bail them out, turn a 1-1 into a 2-1 or a 2-2 into a 3-2.
Yeah.
I'd say if you look through their stats last season, he did that a hell of a lot of times for them.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's just not doing that this season. And I just wonder if it's just like, well, I've got my contract, you know, the same as
Alabama to 2 30-plus-year-olds. Now, if they hadn't have done it, the supporters at Liverpool would have went absolutely apoplectic because they would have been letting 3 players go. Obviously, Trent left, but if you were to let Salah and go out the door, you would have got it in the neck. But maybe it might have been the right long-term strategy for the club. Look, we'll never know now. But handing out the guts of 400 grand a week contracts to 2 30-plus-year-olds, whether it's the right idea, I'm not so sure. And I wonder, there was talk of a silly offer either not last summer, the summer before they won the league, talks of silly offers from Saudi for Mo Salah. And I wonder if they had their chance back again, would they have taken it? Or was that one league title that he won for them last season, was it all worth it? Look, that's a question for Liverpool board and Liverpool fans to answer. But yeah, I wonder if they had their time again, would they have taken the money and reinvested into younger players or other areas of the team, you know? Now, money hasn't been a problem for them, as we saw this summer, so maybe they didn't need the cash.
No, but I think when what happened to Jota, rest his soul, I don't think Diaz should have been sold. He wanted to go because he wasn't going to get the money that he was he was wanting. So he left on that basis. And as soon as that happened, I think they should have just put up and just gone, there's the money. You're not going anywhere. Just we can't afford to let you go. We know you don't want to go anyway, but we're just going to give you the money that you're asking for.
But he was an absolutely pivotal part of their squad and team last season. I definitely wasn't disappointed when I saw him heading for Germany.
Yeah, instead they've got Gakpo, and he had a purple season as well, and they're left with him, and the drop off from him to anything else.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's massive, isn't it? So it's that's it should never be in his hands, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it's interesting. I just wanted to go over that before we kind of carried on. Brighton are playing West Ham.
That's at Brighton, is it?
Amex, yeah.
Yeah. 2-0 Brighton. I saw West Ham against Liverpool last weekend. I don't know. I think they're still 0-0 tonight with Man U. But
I think
that performance was what Paquetá did. That suggests to me there's a deeper malaise going on there than he basically begged the referee twice to send him off. So I don't know what's going on there, but
I don't think it's part of a betting ring. He just, I think he just gets tired. He just wants to sit down. Let me have a sit down, Gov.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Need a few days off.
Yeah, odd. I got 3-1 Brighton. Fulham play Crystal Palace at Craven Cottage.
Palace won there in the cup last season. I'll go 2-1 Palace.
Yeah, I'm the same. 2-1 Palace. Then Monday night again. So obviously the last game. Obviously it's the last televised game. Wolves play Man United.
3-0 Man U. Wolves are so bad.
Yeah, I think they might get 5.
Yeah, they could do.
Could get 5. It might be 5-1. 5-1. I'm going to go for as a bit of randomness.
Yeah.
Before we finish up, Daniel put this in the chat a minute ago. Did you guys know that teams have finished first and second in the Champions League are seeded against each other and can't meet until the final? I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, no, I was aware of that, and also something that they've changed from last season. So if you finish first or second in the group stage, you'll have home advantage in the second leg all the way right up to and including the semi-final. So
yeah, so you basically first, keep your number this time, don't you?
Yeah,
which is what it should have been in the first place.
Yeah, finishing first and or second is important. It does give you an advantage. That's why I think Arteta didn't rotate heavily against Bayern. 2 reasons, really. One, there's the psychological thing of striking a blow against a team that you may meet further down the line. But also, as Daniel mentions there, finishing first and second does give you certain advantages as you progress into the knockout stages. So, if you finish third, so the way it works is, I was reading up on this. So say this, like PSG last season, they knocked Liverpool out. Liverpool the first seed.
Yeah.
PSG then become essentially, they get that advantage. So while it's fine and all, but if a lower seed knocks out a higher seed, they assume that seeding.
Oh really?
Yeah. Don't ask me why.
What?
I would say it's probably for planning purposes. It makes it easier for planning, even for fans, that okay, my second leg is going to be at home, regardless of if we get through, we'll be playing our second leg at home.
Yeah, but
I
you
would
can plan that
imagine that's the
anyway.
reasoning behind it. So, like last season, PSG would have got the benefit of beating Liverpool and then would have been seeded at home in the second leg in all their games after that.
I don't agree with that.
No, neither do I. Neither
I don't
do
agree
I.
with that. You should have your number the
You
whole way
hold your
through.
seeding number until
Yeah,
the
you hold your number, and
the
if
higher seed gets the home advantage in
yeah,
the second leg.
yeah. So if the second seed, you shouldn't assume their number, because
Yeah,
then you're benefiting playing the second place team.
yeah,
You gain the advantage for it.
yeah. If you knock them out, yeah. It's
That's
UEFA Sparks. It's not supposed to make sense.
I mean, I thought they were making it better by keeping your number, which
Yeah,
is what you should do. You should just keep your number until the end.
that's yeah,
It's just that simple, really.
yeah,
And if one meets 24,
yeah,
then they get the advantage.
yeah. So if
You
one
don't
meets
then take
24,
over their number.
yeah,
You're still 24.
yeah. So if one meets 24 and 24 knocks out one,
They
24
become
then
one.
essentially becomes the number one seed until they're knocked out themselves.
Why do they always have to make it more complicated and just
Because they don't
crap?
have to explain it to anyone. They just do it. And then everyone else has to live with it.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, well, I mean, that's thrown me. I didn't know that was the case, to be honest. I was, yeah. But there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, well, that's interesting. I mean, I didn't even plan to talk about Champions League at all, to be honest with you.
No.
But yeah. It's still 0-0 with is it second half yet?
Yeah, it should be just started, I'd say, second half, 5 or 6 minutes in, maybe.
Yeah. 48 minutes.
Perfect. I got the second half, so
48. Yeah. Still, I'm on the wrong day. That's why. There we go. 50 minutes. I'm just looking at the stats, see who's actually in. Oh, I mean, yeah, United have been well on top, to be fair, but not really troubled anything. But there we go.
Yeah.
But there we go. Right, sir. Thank you very much for coming on.
no problem at all. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. About any time, you know that. Appreciate everybody in the chat as well. Thanks, Daniel, for the comments. Guys, if you're making sure that you're liking and subscribing to the channel, it really helps. Any comments you want to put in the actual recording underneath, that helps the algorithm as well. So that'd be appreciated if you want to do that. Yeah, this has been with the North Bank for Footy Corner. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone.